Welcome back to another episode of Throwback Ave. It's your boy Aries here in the building, back with another Halloween special. Now, this episode is going to be a little different. I was going to do a Let's Play, but I thought it'd be more interesting if we talked about commercials from the 80s, 70s, 90s, whatever. Specifically Halloween commercials. And also we're going to talk about some creepy commercials that have no reason being as weird as they are and should have aired during this time of year. Now the reason I feel these commercials are like so embedded in our minds and so nostalgic to us now is because of the creativity behind it. But also it was really to suck us into a product, right? To make this brand our brand cereal, or this brand our brand fast food chain or whatever. So it pretty much was planting the seeds for us in the future. So when we have kids, we're like, oh, I remember being 6 years old, going to McDonald's and getting a Happy Meal. Now I'm going to get Little Johnny one. You know, they kind of knew what they were doing. They're not stupid, but man, the memories all these fucking commercials had. But as an adult, it's kind of hard not to see what they were doing. So the other day I was on YouTube and I was looking up Halloween commercials, and that's what gave me the idea for this video. And one of the few commercials that came up were those 1-800-9800 call me for this or that. But one of them was like this skeleton in a fucking coffin, and he was just like, oh, call me and I'll tell you some jokes. And then he made some dry ass fucking Halloween dad jokes that I guess like kids would have loved to call. And it's like the first 5 minutes are free, and it's like the first joke's gonna take 5 minutes. Now you're gonna charge my kid like $2.50, $3 each time he's on that goddamn phone talking to a fucking skeleton. Like, you know what? Don't bother. You're gonna run my phone bill up the ass. I don't want to hear your stupid shit. The commercial does have its charm. That's why I think kids gravitated towards it. You know, like the skeleton looks funny, he talks funny, he's doing these stupid ass like impersonations or whatever. But it just seemed to work because I'm pretty sure they made their quota for that month. And funny enough, there was another 800 number where you can call and talk to Freddy Krueger. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? It doesn't even sound like him in the commercial. You can tell that it's a guy trying to, but I doubt that Robert Englund is sitting there on the fucking phone. They're paying him by the hour to sit there and talk to people. This dude sounds nothing like Freddy Krueger, but I guess as a kid, you wouldn't know any better. And of course, you get your candy commercials, right? Your M&Ms, your Crunch Bars, Snickers, peanut butter cups. What is the other one? Butterfingers. I mean, dude, these commercials are notorious this time of year. And what Halloween season doesn't go without showing a Fruity Pebbles commercial? Specifically the one where Fred Flintstone for some reason is in this like spooky castle eating Fruity Pebbles. Why? I don't know. Maybe to stay away from Barney. But Barney shows up as a ghost. Fred pulls off the veil and it's a fucking like a skeleton. Fred gets scared, runs away, and then Barney, you know, removes the skeleton mask. He's like, there we go, Fred. You know what I mean? And it's like, that commercial is just super nostalgic. I think it's hilarious. Just something that you just see every year. And the fact that I don't have cable or anything like that, I don't have kids, so I don't watch what they see on TV. But if I make it kind of like a traditional thing for myself to kind of look at Halloween commercials this time of year. All right, so let's get to the creepy commercials. So imagine this, you're a kid in 1986, right? And you're sitting in the living room watching TV. It's dark outside, your mom's in the kitchen cleaning up the dishes after dinner, your dad's asleep on the couch, or he's out in the garage working on something. And you're sitting there and enjoying your favorite show, and all of a sudden a Nintendo commercial comes on, right? You're like, oh shit, cool, you know, I want to know what games are coming out or whatever. And then this fucking thing shows up instead.
We are Nintendo Ultimate TV Game System. We challenge all players. You cannot beat us. Aim your zapper gun. You cannot beat us. Even with your robot partner, you cannot beat us. Score 1 million. You cannot beat us. Discover new worlds. You cannot beat us.
hey, what the hell was that? Now, I have no idea what they were going for with this. I guess they're trying to make it seem like, hey, we're the bad guys, you know, and it's up to you to be the hero to save whoever in the game. But I did not get that from it. I felt like it was some fucking mind control shit, like buy our game kind of thing, you know, or we'll kill you or something. Like, it was just insanely crazy when I first seen that commercial. And I can only imagine a kid who was not supposed to be past their bedtime sitting there in front of the TV like at 11 o'clock, and this commercial comes on, and them scaring the shit out of themselves, running to their room and just hiding under the covers. I don't know what the hell that was about, but I think it's pretty fucking cool. But it's hella fucking weird that they would show that, you know, or market it to kids rather. It's just fucking insane. Y'all were something else in the 80s, bruh. So this is like a set of 3 commercials, right? And this is later on down the line. This is probably what, like 2005, 2006 or something like that. And PS3 and the 360 just came out along with the Wii, and you're just super hyped, right? New generation consoles. Let's fucking like play some new games, better graphics, better music, bigger games, bigger fucking stories, right? And so, you know, you're kind of hyped for it. And then a PlayStation 3 commercial comes on, and this is what you see. Again, what the fuck is this mind control shit? Like, if you were a baby, we'd be able to fucking make you our surrogate or android. I don't know. That's fucking crazy. And then there was a Rubik's Cube commercial where pretty much the Rubik's Cube starts playing on its own and explodes and then colors the walls and stuff like that, just to signify that the PS3 has better colors, I guess. And then there was an egg one, which the controller lifts up and starts moving back and forth. And as the controller is moving back and forth, the eggs are also moving. And so the controller throws itself to one side and all the eggs go flying towards the wall and then break. But the crazy shit is they turn into fucking crows. Like, aren't crows like an omen, I guess, for like death or something? Like, what the fuck? No, I guess these ads work to a certain extent, but it doesn't really show what you're selling, right? I mean, obviously they show the console, but then it's kind of like, well, what does this prove? You know, I want to see some graphics. I want to see some music. Can you at least add the characters? Like, I like the Dreamcast commercials back in the day where the kid would look inside that little triangle and you go inside and has all these fucking characters like mingling with one another. Like, that's what I feel like these gaming commercials should actually do, rather than like try to be edgy or whatever the fuck they do. But, you know, it was sort of effective, I guess. They sold a shitload of consoles, but I think, I don't know, like the Xbox won that generation. So for these ads, I had no idea that they existed, just because like the Atari was mostly dead on arrival every time a console came out for it, just because like you're going up against competitors like Nintendo and Sega, right? So I had no idea that these ads actually existed, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, who's seen these? And if you remember seeing these, like, what did it make you feel at the time? If you were a kid, if you're a teenager, you're probably all like, cool. But as a kid, you were probably like, what? Okay, so for this ad, there's this kid playing Alien vs Predator for the Atari Jaguar. And he's so like engulfed in the game, like he's going back and forth. You can hear the narrator guy going like, oh, play the new Alien vs Predator on the best console or whatever. And then like there's this like camera like panning close to him, like you think it's gonna be an alien, right? And so like this hand touches his shoulder, he looks up and he's like, oh, okay, like, oh, you got me, mom, you scared me, you know? And then it turns out that it's the fucking alien or the predator holding the corpse of his mom, slapping him on the shoulder, and then goes in for the kill. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's some crazy shit. Like, super gruesome, by the way. Like, how the fuck did this even make it on air? And I think that's why I never even heard of this shit, because like, there's no way that a parent saw this and was like, oh, I'm okay with little Johnny getting on a fucking Atari Jaguar. Now this one isn't really creepy, but the vibe is very eerie. It's just of this pastor just standing there in church, I guess telling people like, you know, that they should repent or whatever. And at the same time, they're showing clips of doom. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, the whole concept of doom is that you're fighting demons. So I don't know if they're mixing like the pastor being the doom guy, you know, spiritually or whatever, or like with words. But it's just so bizarre to know that they're showing game footage of a guy just murdering demons, and then of this pastor just speaking of like repenting or whatever. And I was just like, dude, where the fuck did like these, who's the marketing team behind these Atari Jaguar commercials? I really need to find more of these Atari Jaguar commercials, because these were the most bizarre and the craziest ones I've seen so far. So those were just some of the commercials that I came across that I thought were really cool to talk about. Also, I was going to bring up some PSAs, because let's be honest, PSAs are fucking creepy. Especially the don't do drugs ones. Like, they always show these crackheads out of their minds that look like they're gonna come into your house and just murder you, or even come through the screen and murder you. Like, it's just so fucking insane the lengths that they went to make you, to show you rather, that these fucking drugs can turn you like into a zombie. But I think the one that scarred me the most was this one PSA, just because at this time I was going to culinary school, I was going to start to work in kitchens and shit like that, and it just shows this girl like holding this fucking big ass olla of fucking, like, I don't know if it's hot water or hot oil that they drained from the fryer, but this chick is walking, and I guess she don't have non-slip shoes or something, and she just slips back and the fucking oil falls on her, and for like a brief second you just see her like freaking out, and you see all the blisters on her and shit. And that right there scared the shit out of me. And so like when I started working in the kitchen, like I swear I had to make sure I had the most best fucking shoes of all time, because I am not gonna slip on nothing. Like, I would even test drive it. I'll throw water and oil on the floor at the same time and then try to do the James Brown and shit, you know what I mean? And I was just like, okay, cool, this one passes the test. But man, that one did scar me. It still does kind of bother me, you know, when I see it. And it's just like, I'm super careful with oil now after seeing that. So I guess to a certain extent they do work. So that was my discussion on commercials. You know, I thought it'd be cool to talk about something a little different rather than another Let's Play, just because I'm trying to do different things for the channel. And so let me know what you guys think. So what do you guys love about this time of year? The candy, the movies, the commercials, the fucking environment when people like decorate their houses, like all that stuff to me is fucking awesome. So let me know what you guys think. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you know every time I drop a video. So until next time, fam, muchas gracias, and I'll catch you on the next episode, alright? Deuce.